Hey, thanks guys for showing up. I'm Chris.
And this is Brad.
And you guys may be asking, why are we dressed up like, well, him either a psychotic serial killer or a demon, and me, pretty princess? Well, there's two things. One, of course, Halloween's coming up. The 31st.
30th, get it right.
30th, my bad. So we're just in costume. Me, I don't know if those of you know it, but it's called The House of Nights. It's a book series, it's a novel, there's 12 of them. And I am dressed up as one of the characters. Not one of the characters, but I'm using one of their marks. You want to describe what you are?
Oh, I'm just a demon.
You want to tell who did your face paint?
Chris.
I did it. So, everybody knows that Halloween's coming up, and we thank you. Let me do this. Forgot about this. Let me thank you for coming to our very first
#1
video recording. We are very thankful that you guys stayed with us through the podcasts, and you stayed with us, and now as we promised, our first video. Yes, this is recorded, and yes, it will be great, we hope. And also, this may come before our live stream or after our live stream. Doesn't matter.
Join us Wednesday 30th, 7 o'clock.
That's 2014 this month. This is October. So, and now we're just going to talk a little bit about Halloween. Everybody knows that Halloween is where kids or sometimes adults dress up and they go from house to house collecting candy. Everybody knows this, right?
Yeah.
Well, Brad, you know what the biggest question I've thought of was?
What, Chris?
How the heck did some guy think of Halloween? I mean, was he just sitting there going, you know what? Halloween.
I don't know, well, like, is it possible that he was just thinking, man, I love kids, I want some candy?
Yeah, maybe it was the same guy who thought of baloney. For those of you who don't understand, baloney is spelled completely different than the way it sounds.
It's totally true.
And, I mean, come on, you had to listen to him. Come on, he thought of fried chicken. He thought of Kentucky. He thought of, I don't know what else he thought of. So, we're just going to pan to Dominic. You've already met him once, but he's going to give you a little history. And yes, he is going to do it on his laptop that this school, Florida School for the Deaf and Blind, they provide for us so we can have a better education. So we're just going to pan to him. Oh, one more thing before we start panning. The guy behind the camera, the one that just panned to Dominic, his name is Kenneth, and he's helping us with the video right now.
He's going to rotate the cam.
And he's going to now rotate the cam.
Peace.
And that's Kenneth. Alright, now we're going to go to Dominic. And Dominic, would you mind telling us some history?
Alright, well guys, actually Halloween was created 2,000 years ago by the Celtic Society. Their festival Showin' actually started it all. The reason they did it is because they ended their year. They celebrated New Year's on November 1st. And so what they did is they thought that the grounds between the dead and the living, the boundaries between our worlds, were blurred at that time. And so they dressed up as ghosts and all that. So they could scare off because they thought that the ghosts harmed their crops and took stuff. So that's why they did that. That's where the dressing up part of Halloween comes from. And then after that, it became a tradition. And also, another meaning of Halloween is because priests of the Celtic Society also, they thought that the priests could tell the future better on Halloween than at any time of the year. And by 43 AD, the Roman Empire had conquered the majority of the Celtic territory, and so they started doing it as, you know, sort of like a joke-like thing. You know, hey, we conquered the society, here's one of their holidays, and we like it.
Well, what do you know? They took their gods, they took their language, and they took their society, and they took what they practiced. Isn't that a grand dandy?
Well, that's just ancient societies for you right there. You conquer all, you take all, and you use it all.
Totally.
I mean, come on, we have Brad here. He takes my candy, he conquers Dominic's candy, he takes Kenneth's candy. He's a conqueror, right, Brad?
Oh, I just love to make you...
And if you see, he's a demon! If you see that, he's a demon! That says something right there, folks. That says something right there.
Alright, now Dominic, thank you very much for helping us out with that short and brief description on Halloween, which informed
You're welcome.
so much about Halloween. I also want to add a few things about the history of Halloween. Halloween used to be called, well, this may not be the correct term of it. Dominic, you can cut in anytime you want if I'm wrong, but it used to be called Harvest Fest or something along those lines.
All Hallows Eve. back in around 609 AD.
Actually, I'm talking about a time even more before that. That book, The House of Night, it describes it, and I just can't remember what it's called exactly, but it's the same. It's the same
Samhain.
concept.
Samhain. That's the Celtic.
Samhain. That's what it is. Samhain.
Yes. Yes,
And-
I just explained that a few minutes ago.
Oh well, then I'm
Okay.
sorry. I didn't hear the Samhain word. My apologies.
It's okay. It's okay.
Also, one more thing about Halloween before Brad takes it over with talking about face painting. We want to tell you that also, if you ever see a full moon, either an eclipse or a red moon, any moon of any kind that is red, that is known as the blood moon. The blood moon is a symbolism of not any tribe or religion. It's throughout the years saying this. It's where, yes, the bridge between the two worlds is thinner, not like a Halloween, but it's the same concept. The thought of it is that the moon, it's called the blood moon, and it makes everybody's power who's demonic or evil, demons for one. That's why we're not doing.
Also, vampires, werewolves, and poltergeists too.
My children.
And especially demons. Yeah, especially demons. Right.
Those of you who are also wondering, I'm a vampire. The book itself, this book that I'm talking about with my thing on my face is called a mark. And in the book, vampires wear it. So I'm a vampire, and the guy over there is an Indian werewolf. So he practices the Indian religions, but he's also a werewolf. So all of us will be powerful.
He just had to have his daddy hair.
Kenneth, we haven't really figured out what Kenneth is yet. He won't tell us and he won't show us, so there's that. Okay, so we're going to go to Brad. And Brad, you're going to describe to us how face painting works, at least. So you want to take it away?
Oh, face painting is quite interesting. They take a brush to your face and they slather some paint on.
Oh, that
No,
narrows it down.
wait, I have a question. This stuff's non-toxic, right? I just want to make sure, because, like, back in the 60s, they put lead in their paint, so I want to know, is this stuff non-toxic?
No,
for
it's
all you
totally
viewers?
toxic. It's melting your face off as we talk.
Yeah, no, it's not toxic at all.
Okay, so there you go, viewers, there you go. That's probably one question a lot of parents will be wondering if they see this. Is this stuff toxic?
No, it's not toxic. This specific packaging, I don't remember the name of it, but the specific packaging, it's all water. If you want right now, I could easily go to the get a cup of water, dip my finger in it, and show you. It's just you look your finger, Brad, and do that to your. See, washable. Wouldn't take long to. I mean, this face here, I've done 100 times today. So, Brad, you want to show us some of the artsy fartsy stuff you have on the table? Just show it. Want to describe what you do with this palette and paintbrush?
Oh, I like to paint faces and make demons.
Alright, or vampires.
Or vampires. Or some crazy thing.
Demon, werewolf.
Demon, werewolf, whatever.
No, Indian werewolf, sorry.
Indian werewolf.
I told you to be quiet, son.
Hey. I'm not your son.
Alright,
You
guys.
will listen to me. I am
guys,
your father. I
guys.
am the demon.
See how crazy Halloween can get sometimes, guys? So,
You
what
do
I'm going
not
to do
command me.
is I'm going to grab this palette and paintbrush right here. Right, guys? Now, Don, come face me. Okay, with the palette, it's completely washable. You can even use your finger if you want and draw it on yourself. Kenneth, you want to zoom in on here, I'm completely fine with it. But, see, it works just the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a few more touch-ups to his thing. So, this is already wet. You would want to get a wet paintbrush, and then you would dip it into the black here, or any color you're using, and then you just simply add a few details to his face. See? It'd be better if the person's eyes was closed, but it wouldn't matter. I don't have a paper towel with me, so I'm just going to use my shirt. Kids, if you're watching, do not use your shirt for this. Always carry a paper towel if you're going to face paint, but I got to wipe this off, so I'm just using my shirt. Right? It's black, so it won't really show. I'm going to do the same thing with
It
blue.
won't matter because he's always awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing with blue, red, and yellow. A mixture of the three. So I get this grayish kind of color. And I'm just going to kind of add it to right here, below his chin. Give him some fangs here. or wannabe fangs, I guess. There you go. That's simple.
Aren't guys scary?
Not really.
So,
Be quiet!
so we want to thank you today. We want to thank you today for coming and showing up and talking to us, or not talking to us, but
Watching us.
watching us.
Yeah,
giving us-
watching us. Yeah, thanks for watching.
We hope
This is
you
all
have a
possible
very-
because of people tuning in.
We hope you have a very merry Halloween.
It's
You
a
almost
very scary Halloween.
Yep, that's what we need. Now, Dominic, if you would just hold on for a second, because I want to say something very important. We may be joking around here, but Halloween's a very important time. Remember, because not everybody in the world is kind-hearted and gentle as we are. So when you're going trick-or-treating, make sure you have an adult with you. And if you're an adult, make sure you have an adult with you. Because I understand that some adults can get scared sometimes. I mean, we have some representatives here that help us here, no one in this room, but they get scared sometimes and they're adults. I'm 18 almost, and I get scared too. So we just want to say happy Halloween. And we also want to very, very well stress that in Halloween, always travel in pairs. Always travel in pairs because it's a lot more fun and it's a lot more safe. So we have a gift for you. You can't have it, of course, mainly because of the fact if I did give it to you, he'd kill me. But in counts of Halloween, we want you to have a very, very safe Halloween and a very fun Halloween. So
Enjoy and have fun.
Okay, also, before we go, one thing, this is a safety tip. When you get your candy, before you eat it, please check and make sure the wrappers are not open, because some people do put deadly things into the candy and they open the wrappers. So make sure they haven't been opened and tampered with, because that is really, really important that you make sure about that.
So, thank you, Dominic. Here's a piece of candy to me. Here's a piece of candy to you, the audience. And we thank you for showing up, being kind, and listening. So I'm Chris.
And I'm Brad.
And I'm
Signing off.
Dominic.
Signing off.